G'day guys, welcome back to SuperCoach with DR and welcome to the round 18 Q&A. Firstly, thank you so much to everyone who has been leaving any questions, any comments on the channel. I really do appreciate it. I do try to get to every question and every comment that I can. Unfortunately, lately, I've just been a little bit time poor. So I thought I'd do something a little bit different this week. Rather than take the time to text all these replies to everyone, I thought that I'd do a quick fire Q&A. So the responses will be pretty short, pretty sharp, but I'll do my best to answer any questions on the channel. So firstly, I will go through the questions. I've just put a heart on those. And then we've also got plenty of comments, which I'll get to after the questions. So let's get straight into it. First question we've got here is from Tommy Milligan. G'day, Tom. Hi, DR. Hope you're going well. You also, buddy. With Kelly out, can get someone from any position, have about 565k to spend. Should I go Rich or like a DeGoey or Luke Parker, even someone else in the mids? Cheers. Yeah, good question, mate. And this is a really big talking point this week with Jelly. Now, there has been news come through that apparently he has been training okay. He's been back on the track and has been named for this week. Now, keep in mind, though, it is a Sunday game, and I would not be surprised to see him as a laid out. But given the fact that he's named for this week suggests that it's not going to be a long-term injury. So I'd estimate or I'd guess that at the most it's going to be a 2-weeker, mate. So if you've got some decent cover there, mainly a Lockie Bramble, which I don't, then I'd simply be playing Bramble ahead of Jelly, or not ahead of Jelly, but instead of Jelly, in place of Jelly for the next week or two if he is out, mate. Look, it does depend. How many trades have you got? Well, you don't say actually how many trades you got, mate. So if it's just the one, I would 100% leave Jelly in the side and get someone to cover if you can. If you're looking at a couple of donuts, yeah, then that's frustrating. It's a bit of a tougher decision, but what are the names that you got there? So you got Rich, who I like, DeGoey, Luke Parker, he's a real pod, or even someone else in the mids. Look, I'll tell you what, Tommy, if you can actually send me through your side, mate, you can either do it on the comment section here. If you follow me on Twitter, if you've got a Twitter account, then send me a DM, mate, with your full team, and I'll be able to help you out a lot more then, because it's a pretty general question because you've got so many options from a range of different positions. Yeah, send me through your team, mate, and I'll be able to help you out a lot more there. But, you know, on the back line, you got someone like a Tommy Stewart, who I really like. Rich is another one. In the forwards, DeGoey. I think Dale's going to be a good selection as well. Tommy Hawkins is another one you might want to take a look at. And look, even someone real cheap like a Cam Guthrie in your midfield if you need to. If you've got a couple of extra trades up your sleeve, that may give you a little bit of extra cash in the bank to make another upgrade if you need to, mate. But yeah, send me through your team and we'll have more of a chat about it then. Cheers, Tommy. Thug Life XD. G'day, Thug Life. How are you, man? Do you think we should get 2 more trades because of the COVID situation, or does it just disadvantage the people that have been sparing their trades? Would very much like them being a Kelly, Mills, Whitfield, Dusty and Green owner. Yeah, bad luck, man. Look, my personal opinion is that, and look, as much as I'd love to get a couple of extra trades, look, I've got one in the bank, and if I had 3 or 4, man, that would make such a big difference. But look, I don't think that we do deserve any more trades. Look, we don't know what's going to happen in the next 5 weeks of the season. If there's some absolute carnage in regards to fixturing, maybe teams having a bye, then yes, I do think that we do. But in regards to the Mills, Green, Dunkley sort of Marshall situation, I don't think that it's viable, mate. Look, has it been an even playing field? Yeah, probably not. People will agree that, may agree that, you know, if you've got Mills or a Green, you have been really disadvantaged. It's not an even playing field. But some other people take the view that it's just like a late injury out or a late out. So, no, the answer is no from me, mate. But would I like them? Absolutely. Would I knock them back? Not a chance. So, yeah, look, it'd be great, but I don't really agree with that, mate. Thanks for the question, bud. Next one's from Sean. G'day, buddy. Hey, DR, thoughts on going Dusty to Bolton and Jelly to Wines if he's out for 3 more weeks? Yeah, love it, mate. If he's out for 3 more weeks, Wines is a good selection for Jelly, I think. And Dusty to Bolton, that sounds terrific also, mate. So, yeah, 2 thumbs up on that one, mate. But again, if Jelly is only out for the 1 week, I'd probably lean towards holding if you got the cover. Thanks for that, mate. Next one's from Jake. Mills contributed to my below-par score, but had Walsh as my captain. 5-6 minutes before the game, switched to Grundy. Suddenly owning Bramble is so important. Yeah, it certainly is, mate. 100% with you there. Really bad luck switching it to Grundy. Sorry, that wasn't even a question. That was a comment, but good on you, Jakey. I appreciate that, man. Next one is from Riley Mitchell. G'day, Riley. I've got 1 trade left and got to trade Dusty out. Who's my best bet to replace him up forward? So it really does depend on your price range, mate. If you can afford a premium, I'd be going a Danger, I'd be going a Hall. If you're in that next price range below, you've got your DeGoey types, your Dale types. You could go a real Pod. If you've got a little bit less than that, even someone like a Taron Thomas has been floated around. There's some Matt Kennedy type picks. There's so many different options available, mate. Bolton's obviously the big one, the really popular one, under 450k. But there's a few names to check out, mate. I have also uploaded this week's stock market video. There's about half an hour's worth just focusing on players that we can get in for Dusty. So, yeah, they're probably the blokes that I'd have a look at, mate. But if you want any more detailed info, maybe check out the Stocky. Thanks for that, buddy. Appreciate it. Dan Mashman, also known as Freo Tragic, or FT for short. How are you, mate? You have been a terrific supporter of the channel. Really active on the SuperCoach Talk website as well. So, yeah, you're a good man, Freo Tragic. Hope that you're going well, buddy. Hey, DR, I had Whitfield out, then Mills, so no cover. Such bad luck, man. Fife, Kelly, and then Dusty. Not sold on Bolton. Never wants to go with the crowd. Who would you rather? Taron Thomas or Matt Kennedy? Cheers, brother. So they're the blokes I just mentioned, aren't they, mate? Look, it's a really tough decision. I like Kennedy's role because he's that contested inside mid. Played pretty well with Cripps out of the side last week, but has also put up 200 plus scores in the last month when Cripper has been playing in the side, mate. So if I could choose what role my number one role in SuperCoach, it's an inside midfield role. Taron Thomas, on the other hand, isn't as inside, but he has been hitting the scoreboard lately. I did mention that in the Stocky this week, mate. So, look, if I was to choose out of the two, it is so hard, mate. It's a real 50-50 one for me. Maybe Thomas. Maybe. I'll say Thomas for now, mate. Even though I've just said that I like Kennedy's role a little bit more, but Thomas is a really talented player, as is Kennedy. He was an early draft pick as well, but I think Thomas has a little bit more scope of improvement this year, mate. So I'd be going Thomas just ahead of Kennedy, but flip a coin, I think, mate. It's a really tough one, but thanks for the question, FT. Really appreciate it, man. Actually, there were a lot of comments, actually, not a heap of questions, but Simon Mance, how are you, Simon? Will we get more trades? I don't think so at this stage, mate. There would have to be an absolute disaster, and even then, I wouldn't be overly confident. So probably no at this stage, mate. Thanks for that, buddy. Next one is from Tynan. G'day, champion. How are you, man? Hey, dear. I love your work, mate. Thanks, buddy. You're smashing it. Going all right at the moment, matey. But look, if I can keep that top 300 rank, I'd be stoked. Probably, yeah, not overly confident at this stage, mate. Got 2 trades left. That's very common. Dusty and Jelly both injured, plus 240k in the bank. Well, that 240k in the bank is ideal for you, mate. Playing for leagues as well, so a little bit different. I'm normally an overall player, involved in a lot of leagues, a few cashes as well, but I'm mainly an overall, mate. But great that you're going for your leagues. Reckon I go Neil and Dunkley, who will miss the week, or Zorko and Titch track Neil. Mate, I'm not overly keen on Neil as a selection at the moment. He had a bit of trouble during the week with that shoulder, left the track early. Apparently he's been training okay, which is a really good sign. But yeah, if I could avoid bringing him in, I probably would, mate. I actually like Titch a little bit better. I can't believe I'm saying that either, because I've been right off Titch this year, particularly as an owner. But if you look at his last 5 weeks, mate, particularly that average, his ceiling's right up there again. Disposal count's up. That's been up all year. Contest possession, though, that's up. And he does seem to be having more of an impact on the game. So I'd be going Titch if you're looking to get that midfielder in, mate. Also, Track, he's in really good form as well. So probably Titch or Track I would take ahead of Lockie Neal. Who's the other one you're looking at? Or Zorko? I'm not keen on Zorko, bud. Look, Dunkley this week, I don't think that it makes sense. He's going to miss the week, and it's going to be a lot of cash that you have sitting on the bench for a week with him not playing. And the other slight concern I have is, what's he been able to do during this lockdown period? You know, will he be able to run? Maybe do a few laps around the house or the unit or the backyard. I'm not too sure, but given the fact he's been, well, he will be locked in the house for a little while, mate. Yeah, it doesn't fill me with great confidence. I love Dunkley as a pick. Could work out really well, but I'd probably be avoiding for now, mate. But really good question. Yeah, thanks for that, champ. Next one, Cole20. G'day, mate. Hey, DR, have 894, 500 for 2 players. I thought you had all that for 1, mate. Jeez, wouldn't that be an ideal situation? Who should I get in? Was thinking Marshall and Bolton, but Hewitt looks like a decent pod. I must admit, mate, I have not looked at Hewitt's numbers all year. I could not tell you what he's averaging. what is it? Maybe around the 75. I really don't know. Sorry, mate. Really not sure on the Hewitt pick. Marshall, obviously, he's gone this week. This question was obviously before that news. But Bolton, definitely, mate. So Bolton's around the 4. So what would that give you? About 470. Are you looking for a midfield? I don't know if you'll be able to afford... I'd need to do the maths, mate. But if you can get maybe a Guthrie-Bolton combo, that would be ideal. I'm not sure if it would work out cash-wise there. May not, actually, mate. Yeah, I'd have to do the maths, mate, but I'll leave a comment under your question there, mate, and get back to you on that one, mate. It's 894,000, so roughly about 450 each. You can still get a couple of good selections, I think, there, buddy. Flynn Foreign, g'day, Flynn. Hey, DR, love your work, mate. Appreciate that, buddy. I was just wondering what forward options under 450k you'd recommend, because I've Dusty out and very little cash in the bank. It's such a common theme this week, bud. Look, I think under 450k you go Bolton, mate. You've got Thomas there as well, which I just talked about before, as well as Kennedy, so that's what Freo Tragic's after. So I'd go probably one of those 3 options I'd have a look at, mate. Thanks for that, buddy. Next one, so I'll just scroll down. White Shadow, how you going, champ? Hope that you're well, man. Oh, sorry, it's not a question, but I'll get through it anyway, mate. Finally cracked the top 2k. Awesome, congratulations, bud. But now have Dusty, Kelly, Mills, 2 trades left. Yeah, a bit unfortunate. Look, Mills and Kelly should be back next week if they're not this week, mate. So it's not a complete disaster, but I would just be getting Dusty out this week. Maybe keep on to that last trade for the other 2, mate. Next question. Emzy, now talk about a great supporter of the channel. Emzy's been with me the whole way. I reckon literally every video I put out, he either puts a question or a comment or just a compliment. You know, you're an absolute legend, Emzy, so thanks very much, man, and all the best luck with everything that you do, brother. What around DR? What could have been for me? I was too greedy and bloody Grundy stitched me up. It's so hard, isn't it, man? Because I had McRae as my vice captain this week, and I was going to take the punt on Grundy, but with all the carnage that was going on, I thought to myself, nah, I'm just going to bank this score. But sometimes you win, sometimes you lose with that, mate. Great score from me. I appreciate that, bud. Have a quick question for the Stocky as well. That's already out, so hopefully I've answered it, mate. Who do you reckon's the best trading option for Dusty out of Marshall? So we take Marshall out of the equation now. Dale or Hawkins? Reckon I'm leaning towards Marshall, which will be no now, or Hawkins because they're upside, but would love your opinion. Keep up the great vids. Have a good one, mate. Cheers, Emzy. I appreciate that, bud. Well, obviously Marshall is out of the equation now, mate, so it's a Dale or it's a Hawkins. Now, if you're looking for that really safe pick, I think it's Dale. If you just want to bank basically a 95 average for the next 5 weeks, and this is just my prediction, Emzy, then I would go with the Dale selection. But if you're looking for someone that can win you a couple of league games, maybe spike in the rankings and take a little bit more of a risk and go for someone with that huge ceiling, then probably Hawkins is your man. I can't make that decision myself. For me, it's out of DeGoey, Hawkins and Dale, and I just can't make my mind up, mate. I was dead set on DeGoey, but then, you know, you think NDHP's got the court case coming up. Will that play in his mind? I'm really not too sure, but yeah, safe is Dale. Riskier, more upside is Hawkins, mate. So it depends which way you want to go about that one, buddy. But yeah, both good options. Really appreciate the questions as always, legend. All the best of luck this week, my man. Next question on to D-Mac. G'day, DR. How are you, man? I need to trade Jelly and Dusty. Should I get Bont and a forward under 425k or get Neil and Marshall? Mate, I'd get Bont and Shy Bolton. Shy. I keep on switching it because I don't know if I've mentioned before, my little fella calls him Shy Bolton. I just call him Shy now. But yeah, mate, I'd go as a combination if you can. Bont and Bolton. I think that's where you go, matey. Next question, maybe one of the last ones here. Alex Hines, g'day Alex. One trade left and have Dusty, very common. 499.9k, almost at the 500k mark. Hard to determine the most reliable, consistent scorer to go with. Danger Hall, Zeeble, Zorko, and DeGoey, my other 5. I would be getting Dale in, mate. If you're looking for a reliable and a consistent scorer, then get in Dale. I think he's your man, buddy. I think these are comments. No, got another question from Harry. G'day, H. How are you, man? Hi, DR. Looks like you avoided the carnage. Well, sort of. Not as bad as other people, mate, but a little bit of carnage at this stage. Well done. Thanks, man. I've been hit hard with Kelly, Mills, Highmore, and Dusty. 3 trades. 3 trades is good, though, mate, and 90k. Who would you trade for these boys? Lost my cash league games, and I'm in serious trouble. Would appreciate your help. Now, Mills, I'd probably keep. Kelly, I'd keep if you can. But it depends if you really need to win this week for your cash league, I suppose. Now, Dusty, he certainly goes, mate. You've got 90k with a Dusty. Yeah, I've gone through all the good options, I think. So I'd be going with... I keep on repeating myself, sorry, because there's lots of similar questions. It's all about Dusty. But Degoe, I keep repeating it and I forget it. Marshall and Dale, mate. I think they're your main three that you look at. Even someone like a Jakey Stringer, he's been in okay form. You could certainly look at him. There's Nick Hind, who's a bit of a pod as well. But look, if you want to actually send me through your side, mate, put it down there in the comments section and I'll get back to you. Or if you want to DM me in Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter, do the same thing there, man, and I'll be able to help you a little bit more. But thanks very much for the question, mate. Will Connor, g'day, Will. Thinking Degoe or Marshall for Martin? Well, if you're thinking out of those two, mate, it's certainly Degoe now. Jelly causing issues, thinking either Luke Parker or Daniel Rich via swinging Laird. Any suggestions for Jelly? Ooh, yeah, so Parker or Rich. I don't mind Rich as a pod, mate. He's been a really consistent scorer this year, one of the most consistent backliners. So I'd be probably, if you're dead set on trading Jelly, it depends. If you've got a Bianco or maybe a Fife, this is Aiden Fife is at defensive mid loop, then and they're in your midfield, then I reckon it's actually a good idea to try to swing Laird if you can. So if you can swing Laird and that then opens up another DPP, then I'd be going that way, mate. If not, then yeah, Parker's also fine, I think, mate. But yeah, good suggestions there, mate, and Parker and Rich. Certainly some really nice pods that could end the season. And one more question. Lukey, g'day, Luke. How are you, man? Hope that you're going well. Always leave some great comments and questions. Really knowledgeable about the game as well, Luke. I need to replace Dusty using my final trade. Price isn't important. Okay. Can't afford Marshall, just 200 short. Already have Danger, Hall, Zeeble, Dale, Hind. It's a pretty solid forward line you got there, champ. Standard options are Hawkins, Bolton or McDonald. I don't really like McDonald, mate. I'd much rather Hawkins or Bolton. If I'm choosing out of Hawkins or Bolton, I'm probably going with the Tomahawk, mate. I think he's got a much bigger ceiling. And with a couple of teams that he's coming up against, who knows? I did mention as well in the Stocky this week, Hawkins loves round 19. I think over the last 3 years, I'm not including 2020 because there was no round 19, but we go back to 2019, 2018, 2017. I think he's got an average of about 165. Now, given the fact he's, I think most of those teams are in the bottom four at that stage, then that's obviously a reason why, or part of the reason why. But coming up against Richmond this week, I'm pretty sure he played really well against them earlier on the season, so you could expect another big bag. Bolter isn't playing at the moment, which is a positive sign, I think, for Hawkins. So if you're choosing out of the two, mate, I'd be going the Tomahawk. But Bolton at the same time, I think will be a good pick as well, buddy. Thanks for the question, Luke. All the best of luck, mate. And then I might just move back up from the bottom and get to some of the comments. So Titch for Bond, no sir, certainly not, mate. You'd have to be absolutely nuts, wouldn't you, Andrew? Thanks for your support on the channel as well, buddy. I can't believe I traded Hind in instead of Marshall. Hyper, you've actually dodged a bullet there, mate. It may not have looked too good last week, but given the fact Marshall's going to miss this week, you'll actually be in front. I'm pretty dead sure on that. So, yeah, certainly not the end of the world with that one, champ. My football knowledge, love the vids. I appreciate that, buddy. Really appreciate the support. Thanks for that, mate, and all the best of luck. Fingers crossed they give everyone else one trade. Hey, die for me time, and thanks for the comment, mate. I'm with you there. I would certainly welcome some extra trades with open arms. I don't think that we get them though, mate. Harry, good one, mate. Benny Butts, g'day, Benny. How are you, mate? Always been a great supporter of the channel also. Stiff with Jelly and Dusty DR. Yeah, it is, mate. But look, I haven't got Mills. I haven't got Green. Things could be worse. And you've said could be worse, I suppose. That's right. We always look at this glass as being half full, mate. Good on you for rising up the ranks yet again. I was looking at a 2500 type, but no cover for Mills went a little slide in the ranks. That's really unfortunate, mate. Let's hope we can recover and end the season strong. Yeah, I know that you can, man. I know that you can. You're a really good super coach, mate, and all the best of luck for the next 5 weeks, Benny. Theo Manos, g'day Theo. How are things, champ? I need Coleman Jones in. I'm facing a donut. Next season for me, I'm focusing on draft now. I think CCJ has actually been named, so whether or not he actually makes a final cut, I'm not too sure. Fingers crossed. There is hope that he comes back, mate. And focusing on draft, I've never really dabbled in the draft, but I think Spills and I will set up a bit of a draft league next year. So if you'd like to be part of that, mate, that would be fantastic. We'll have a chat in 2022 about that one. Cheers, Theo. Trav Sutherland, g'day Trav, how are you, champion? Haven't had a chat with you in a while, mate. Hope everything's well. A nice score, very challenging year, certainly has been. Nice hoodie, by the way. Nice. Oh, that was the Iron Maiden one, wasn't it? Yeah, look, I've got a bit of a weird taste in music, mate. I'm into a bit of everything. So, you know, the old school Aussie stuff like Daddy Cool. Love my heavy metal type stuff. Big Metallica, Iron Maiden, Gunners type fan. Even Aussie hip hop. So I love Pez. Don't know if you heard of Forthright. Those people that are into the Aussie hip hop scene. But yeah, appreciate it, man. One thing with Iron Maiden is I used to love their album covers. So I've got a heap of t-shirts, hoodies and all the rest. Sorry, I just lost connection there for a sec. But appreciate that, Trav. Good on you, man. Next one is from Photoshop Tutorials and More. This is actually Mary. How are you, Mary? Amazing video. I really appreciate that. For anyone that is looking for some advice on how to use Photoshop in a really, really cool way, make sure you check out Mary's channel. She's elite at what she does. So appreciate that, Mary. D-Shack the Beast. Love the hoodie, mate. Another comment on the hoodie. Thanks very much, mate. Maiden, brilliant band. Certainly are, mate. Number of the Beast. Can't beat it, can ya? Next one, we'll go up. Sammy. G'day, Sammy. Had a shit week, 23.56, now at 3.45 overall. Mate, that is still a super overall rank at this stage of the season. You've been obviously doing a lot right, so congratulations, mate. Missing the 3 GWS Primos plus Dusty. Spills and I have a new rule next year. No GWS players. It just every year it turns out terribly. So I'm with you there, mate. Just super frustrating with the GWS players. Still have 2 trades, so that's okay. Got the 2 trades, not completely stuck. Hopefully Whitfield is back this week. He is. He's been named, mate. Passed all the protocols he needed to pass. So he is back. Green should be back the week after, mate. So not in a bad position, Sammy. Hopefully you can crack that top 300. Good luck, bud. Next one is Kyle. I went through that, didn't I? Yeah. Cheers, Kyle. Went through that before. MZ we've talked to. Bo, g'day, Bo. Nice video, DR. I'm in a similar position, ranked 450 odd. Again, super rank, mate. No Bramble may be annoying for you with Jelly going down. Really is. I also traded out Brayshaw for his buy and got Neil, which has been a bit of a bust. Yeah, I wish I could take that trade back. And Neil, it's been super bad luck, hasn't it, Bo? So, yeah, bad luck there, mate. But, look, 450, that's a really, really solid rank. So, congratulations there. Next one, Krakatini. How you going, legend? Good to hear from you, mate. 23.38 this week, up 300 spots. Awesome, man. Team got smashed with COVID and injuries. It's a common theme, isn't it? Mills, Whitfield, Dusty, Kelly. Yeah, bad luck. Well, hopefully Whitfield's back this week. Kelly may be. Dusty, you need to trade if you've got the trades, mate. And Mills will be back the week after as well. So not all doom and gloom. You'll get a couple of these primos back. But all the best luck this week, man. Carl Meany. G'day, Carl. How's things, bud? Tidy work, DR. Thanks, mate. Think the SuperCoach gods woke up in a bad mood on Sunday. Tell me about it, mate. Tell me about it. They've laid waste to a few sides running on fumes on the trade front. As long as your relative carnage exposure is okay, you're in a great spot. Totally agree, mate. And I don't know if you caught the SuperCoach Swordplay podcast. My sacrifice this week was not very respectful, but I did take that back straight away. Hopefully, they'll look kindly on me. Don't know if they will this week, though, mate. But, yeah, isn't it funny? Our SuperCoach fate does rely on the SuperCoach gods. Mangled. G'day, Mangled. How are you, bud? Glad you had a better round than me. Dusty and Jelly go down. Whitfield out with Bianco cover. Norton 30. Dow 49. And to top it off, Mills out. Really, really tough week. 550 less than last week. SuperCoach gods weren't kind. They certainly won't, mate. Hopefully they shine some praise on you this week, buddy. Will Janky. G'day, Will. DR, I've got Mills, Green and Jelly with 4 trades out, so I'm really annoyed. I do not blame you, mate. I would be really annoyed also, particularly, yeah, with that Mills selection and Green. Really, really tough. You've copped that hard, mate. You've copped it hard. Hopefully, better luck for you, man. Dan, Marshall, Martin, Mills, Langford, Kelly. I was about to be Green in 2. I have no luck. How's these bad luck stories? It actually makes me feel not better because other people are feeling worse, but yeah, I do realise that I'm not in a bad position compared to some other sides. So bad luck, Dan. Hopefully your luck changes, mate. John O'Carroll. G'day, Jono. How are you, legend? Cracking score, DR, despite the chaos and carnage. Thanks, man. Looking forward to catching up soon with you sometime, buddy. Cheers, Jono. I think it was on the pod, on the Swordplay account, mate. I did leave you a message. I'm not sure if you've seen it or not, mate. Maybe Friday night at halftime or something, mate, during the game. Do a Skype or something, mate. So, yeah, get on to me, mate. If you've got Twitter, Twitter's the best way to get onto me if you can, mate. That way I get all the messages come through. So good on you, Jono. Look forward to it, mate. All the best luck this week, buddy. Tony Sim, g'day, Tony. Rowan Marshall out. Yeah, mate, bad luck for that. I appreciate the info, buddy. Dan, spoken to Dan away, mate. Alistair Burrell, owner of Mills, Green, Dusty, Kelly and Heimel, have 3 trades left this week. Destroyed my year. Ranked 203. Getting ready to watch the slide. So I'll compare, what have I got, mate? So I've got Kelly and Dusty. Don't have Mills, Green, Heimel. I do have Marshall, though. You're probably a couple worse off than me, mate. So really bad luck. That ranked 203. Jeez, what a terrific rank at this stage of the season. Look, I've got my fingers crossed for you there, Alistair. Not much you can do about Mills or Green. They will be back next week, though. So it's all good in that front. Although this week, yeah, it may be a little bit tough to cover. But hopefully when they come back, you'll start to go up in the rankings again, mate. So, yeah, fingers crossed for you, mate. And all the very best of luck. Jakey, g'day, Jake. Jake always leaves a heap of comments here. Appreciate that, man. Mills contributed to my below par score, but had Walsh as my captain. I've already gone through this, haven't I? Good on you, Jake. Thanks, mate. Sorry, it's hard going back up because I did accidentally get to a couple of comments as well as questions. Harry Marshall ruled out. Yeah, thanks, Harry. Really bad luck, mate. SuperCoach Pod. You're doing some great stuff, mate. So make sure you check out the SuperCoach Pod's content. Really, really great bloke. And would love to have you on the potty as well, bud. So, yeah, send us a DM through Twitter, mate. And we'll organise something there with Spills as well, bud. Just on Hall, in the last few minutes of the game, he turned the ball over in the defensive 50 and the Bombers got a goal out of it, which probably won them the game in the end as North had momentum up until that point. Probably why I got scaled down from 117 to 110. Awesome info. Thanks, buddy, because I didn't actually watch the end of the game. And as you know, I did mention this in a round review. And I was just gobsmacked as to how it happened. You know, why did he get scaled down so much? But that does actually make sense, buddy. So I really do appreciate that. It sort of answers a couple of questions that I had about what happened with Aaron Hall. So thank you very much, man. Always appreciate that info. That's terrific. Oscar Hickey. G'day, Oscar. Used my last trade on Langford last week. Oh, man. Had Mills and Green, but no emergencies for either. How similar are all these bad luck stories? Just terrible. Whitfield and Briggs on the defensive bench. Have Dusty and Kelly, so a tough way for my season to end. Isn't this just a common theme? Oscar, I wish you all the best of luck, mate. If you've got a couple of trades up your sleeve, then that will certainly help a lot. If you're out of trades, then just kick back, mate. Try to enjoy the rest of the season and, yeah, maybe start planning for next year. So maybe look at some of the trends over the next 5 weeks and use that to help you to make a couple of decisions with your starting 30 squad next year. And Daniel Saunders, g'day Daniel, always a great supporter of the channel as well, mate. So thanks for all your comments and questions, mate. With Whitfield, and this is the last one, isn't it? Yeah. With Whitfield and Briggs at D7 and D8, had to cop Mills donut. Bad luck, mate. Plus Jelly Dusty. Same as me here, buddy. Used a final trade on Langford last week. Oh, it was similar to Oscar. Such bad luck. Have Brockman and Edwards as cover. Thank God for Lockie Bramble. You're really lucky you got Bramble there, mate. Tough way for my debut season to end, but I've enjoyed it so much. And watching your videos the whole time has been great. Cheers for all the insight, DR. Look, thank you very much, mate. I really do appreciate the kind words. It really does mean a lot to me to hear comments like that. And congratulations for almost getting through your first season, buddy. And what you will find is that year after year, you'll learn your lessons. You'll learn from the mistakes that you've made. And you will get better as you play the game more, mate. So thank you very much for the kind words. Congrats on a really wonderful season, mate. And really, really appreciate your support. So I'm pretty sure that's it. There we are. Yep. So, look, thanks very much for that, guys. I know it was a pretty quick fire one. I tend to ramble and ramble and ramble. I just love talking SuperCoach, you know that. But hopefully I was able to help you out just a little bit there. Certainly never have all the answers to your questions, but I'll always do my best. So, apart from that, cheers, good luck, take care, and I'll see you soon in the next one. All the best of luck. And for those people with injury carnage and not many trades, fingers crossed, pray to the SuperCoach gods and maybe offer a sacrifice. Good luck, guys. See you later. Bye.